Welcome back to Calmsden Farm. This is the FS25 version, and we're still in August. Just finished doing that introduction video, the first one, episode 1. So let's get back up to the farm, and we will get the first job done. I just wanted to have a look and see if they can see any pedestrians. Yeah, there are pedestrians down there. I did say I couldn't see any pedestrians down that lane. Didn't see them coming off the road, but I did catch a glimpse of one down there, so not a major issue in any event. So the first job we're going to do is we are going to harvest our first field. This is the liquid fertilizer tanks that I was talking about that I didn't mention. Right, so we still got 100,000 to start with. And this is the trailer, and this is a seeder. Yep. These are just a couple of things that I missed in the introduction video, in the plough there. Still can't see. Oh, there's a cultivator there. So yeah, we've pretty much got more or less the same equipment, just seems to vary in size. The particular variance, of course, is the size of the harvester. That's going to be our first. Let's cook that up, and we will start on this canola harvest here. I don't think we need to go out too far. So let's have a look and see. Just trying to pay a bit of attention to the graphics. We're playing on the same, well, basically the same graphic settings. Right, so we'll just go and get this hooked up, and then we'll start harvesting. So we will be, as I mentioned, be doing, so this will be our job for the next, for episode 2, would be to harvest this field. We will use time lapses, etc. But I will of course do it all myself at this point in time, just to get an idea of how long it takes. This is going to be pretty interesting because of the different size of combines that we have. The combine on FS22 is much bigger, so we'll see how that works. Right, let's get this going. And what are we looking at? 8:41. We're going to start harvesting. Up, and I'll get that started, and away we go. So let's get a straw swath going. That straw swath is not available for this crop. Of course, we're not using any mods, so no hope of getting any straw bales out of this crop. And we know we're going to be harvesting barley, and I think we can get straw from barley, so maybe advantage FS22 to start with. So this is a pretty big field. Just have a quick glance down there. It's going to take a little while to do it, especially with this harvester. I'll just do one headland and then I'll put it onto a time lapse and get back to you once it's done. I think we will have to do most of these jobs where we are harvesting and comparing times, etc. And times, of course, dependent largely on the starting equipment. It's all in comparison. And all the time we will be trying to gauge what we think about the graphics. Between the two versions. So far the harvest is working okay. Field of vision is pretty good on this compared to some of the maps that the base game maps, and I haven't noticed any of the, what do they call it, I'm not sure what they call it, the dynamic weather patterns, so I haven't seen any fog and such like. I'll also try and keep note during, as we go along, whether we actually have hail in that on this map. Different types of weather conditions. I did switch off the disaster tab, if you want to call it that, just because we definitely won't have any blisters on FS22, and that would, I suppose we should have kept it on, because the likelihood of it actually being on this map, the UK just doesn't get twisters really. So we won't be able to compare the amount of crop that we get, simply because canola and wheat have different yields. So that's not the issue. The issue here is to compare the equipment that we have on the maps, but mainly just to see if the maps are, if both maps play stably on both games, in the FS25 and the FS22, and it's just a bit of fun really. If you notice anything that I notice, any differences, just pop them down in the comments, or anything you want me to look at particularly, as long as it's within the scope of what we are doing. I'd gladly check it out. Just let me know in the comments. See what we can do. It's not too far away from finishing off our first headland. will, of course, during the course of the series, be looking at the cow barn. We're not going to specifically, well, that depends on how far we go down this line. Just want to see which map wins in terms of making the most money as well. Yeah, as per normal, the map is pretty well made. Oxygendavid done a sterling job. I'm pretty sure with the change of game engine that the conversion was not easy. It has taken a while for people to get these things converted. I did notice that the Frankenmuth, I think it is called, American map also came out today. The 21st. So a bit like London buses. Nothing for ages, then two come at once. Oh dear. Right, we just finished our first headland. Going to do another couple of headlands, and we'll go onto the time lapse from here, and we'll see you once we are done. See you later. Well, you're back with me, and it's been a long, hard slog this this harvest. We're looking at we're just about touching on 2 hours now, a couple of minutes short of 2 hours. It'll be over 2 hours by the time we're finished. We haven't had any major problems. It is, as Calmsden always has been, a bit tight when we're offloading. We've bashed a couple of walls while we were offloading, and yeah, as I said, no real problems. Just got this one pass and a little bit more at the top there, and we will be finished. So how much we got in here? Another 6,000. So we've put in 32,000 to at least 40,000 into the silo already. Of course, this field was only at yielding 37%. Was a starter field, so it's never going to yield very much, but yeah, it's a bit of a start. Of course, this is a pretty small harvester. It only takes about 8,000 litres before it's full. Luckily, of course, with canola, it takes a little while to get full, so we were able to not have to fill every 5 minutes or so, but yeah. So we'll finish this off. We'll go and put this into the silo, and then it'll be pretty much it for this job, and then we'll have to get on to FS22 and go and harvest the barley that is in the same field. The difference there is going to be, I think we've got quite a big harvest. Well, we've certainly got a harvester which is a lot bigger than this, so we'll have a look and see. While I was doing that, I was thinking about scoring points just on how I felt which map has been better for the job that we're doing. I'm not talking about the graphics, how it looks, just about how easy it was to do the particular job that we're doing. So it's this harvest versus the harvest that we will do on FS22, and we'll see how that goes. Of course, it will be slightly subjective. in that. But we'll look at things like how long it took. We can't really, in this case, judge anything to do with yield and profit of the field, but we'll do that when what we'll do is once we've done everything, we will plant the same crop and do pretty much everything the same, and then we can add a couple more measurement methods on for each of those. Well, as I say, they'll vary from field to field, but we'll try and justify our score. Let's put it that way. Alright, let's just get this back onto its header trailer, and then we'll go and offload the last bit of canola that we've got in the trailer. Pack everything away, and then, well, once it's offloaded, that's where we'll end the episode. And we'll just pack this all away once it's done. Oops, and there we go. And it has reset itself, so oops, we don't want to drive over our fuel tank, even though it's empty. I'm sure there's still fumes from the last time it was full. There we go. And we'll just park that there for now. Look at the state of that. Right, let's get back to our truck. We'll have to go for a little trot down the field. Yeah, it is a big field, as I said. With that 6 meter width, I think it was about 6 meters, the header width. It's been a long job. We started at 8:41. We're playing in real time, so it's 8:40. It's 10:43 now. So it's just over 2 hours real time to harvest this field. There we go. Got to work out a system of how to get off. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to head up to this top gate and go out this gate, just so that I can get a slightly better angle for reversing into the shed that's got the silo in it, a grain silo. It is pretty tight there coming off the road. Always has been on Calmsden. That's why you have to be careful not to get sorry, just something bonged in my room. Don't know what it was. In any event, let's just go and see how this works. Well, how much easier it is if we're coming in from this angle as opposed to coming in from the lower gate. I think it will be easier getting in this way. If you look at the time lapse, you'll see I was struggling to get in, whereas this is more or less a piece of cake. Yeah, that's much better coming in from that side. Can't find a bigger point now. I have to straighten out a little bit. Oh, there it is. I missed it. I've got my microphone in front of me and I couldn't see it. Oh dear. Yeah. Stop working so late at night when you are tired. Oh dear. Here we go. That's -1 for me. Right. Let's get this all parked away. Well, that's where we're going to end this little session on FS25. We're going to head over to FS22 now and do the same job there. I'll see you over there. Hello and welcome back to Calmsden. We are on FS22. We've just finished harvesting the barley field. Just show you the field quickly. We timed the harvest and it was done in about 15 minutes quicker than we did the harvest on FS25, and that's because of the fact that on FS22 we had a much bigger harvester, much bigger harvesting width. However, it was slowed down by the fact that we had a much slower or a much smaller trailer. And this trailer was only taking about 12,000 litres. The trailer that we were doing the canola harvest on was 20,000 litres. And of course, the yield on barley is much higher than it is on canola. So I was and should have shown you the harvesting, but for some reason I had OBS running and I didn't hit record. Or if I did hit record, I switched it off. I have a hotkey to start the record and I'm convinced I pushed it, but obviously not. So by the time I got to the end and went to go and start working on the file, nothing. In any case, so what we're going to do is we will just do a little bit of the baling of the straw. Of course, that is another advantage of having the barley on as your first crop here, is that it produces straw. So we've got straw that can be taken through to our cow farm, and we'll get going. Well, we'll get going with cows sooner or later. I think what we're going to do in the next episode is we're going to do grass harvesting and see how much grass we get from each farm. Well, let's first just show you how much barley we got. So if we go into here, so we've got 105,000 litres of barley, which is all stored in here, I think. I think we can get through here. Yep. And that's in here. Stored in here. Does it show it? Yeah, there we go. 105,000 litres of barley. So a pretty good amount of barley. course the yield was only about 38%. So I'm going to score that as a victory for FS22, in that it harvested quicker, well, that first field harvested quicker. Of course we can't really compare the amounts that we got in terms of product, because they're different products, they yield differently. So, but I am going to give FS22 another point, because it starts off with a crop that can give you a secondary harvest. In this case it would be straw. So that's fantastic. With regard to these fields, we're going to cultivate them. We'll go through the process of cultivating them and well, liming them. I don't think we'll need to plough them. Does it say it needs ploughing? I don't think so. I think we got. Not sure how we set ploughing. I think we set it to periodic ploughing. What ploughing might be off, I'm not sure. But in any case, so we will lime the fields. We will cultivate them, and we will plant them all with exactly the same crop. And then we will see how quickly each one gets done, and we'll go on scoring there. There shouldn't be much difference between those operations on the two different games. Right, so let's get this organized. Turn on the baler, turn on the automatic prop, and we go. Going to have to put the headphones on that because we don't have automatic stop on this. So let's get going. So what we'll do is we'll do this on we'll show you a couple of the bales being made, and then I'll do a jump cut to the end, and I'll wrap it up. So this is the first bale done. I didn't even reset them. I think we'll just do them as it is. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time making sure that I get every single drop of straw, just because of the time it's going to take to do this whole field. In any case, I will see you once we're just about done. See you then. Well, you're back with me, and we are just about finished. We've got these 3 little swaths still to do. We've got a fair amount of bales. We're going to have to invest in a bale trailer. I don't know if there's any autoload trailers. I'll have to go and have a look and see. Let's pick up this. We haven't left a lot on the field. It's been the odd little piece like that, but not a huge amount. Actually, a lot less than I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to be struggling, really. One of the reasons why I prefer the square baler. But yeah, and of course on FS22 we do have it's a mod, but then one where it slows you down, drops it off so that you can't leave a lot behind. But we seem to have got into a pretty good groove with this one. Occasionally we seem to ride up onto a bale, but we've got that little bit in the corner there which we can go and try and nudge out that bale and see if we can. Oops. Yeah, that's the first time we've actually driven on top of a bale. In real life it would be an X-bale. Right. So we've still got a little bit of straw left in there. I don't think we can. Could have changed bale size. Could we have changed it to 80? Yeah, but we've got 5,000 litre bales. Should have done that. Should have, would have, could have, all that type of stuff. Right, let's get this. If you have a look there, there's plenty of bales that need to be picked up. When you look at it that way, then, yeah, we should have. But in case, let's get that switched off and picked up, and we'll go and put that away, and then we'll go and have a look in the markets and go and see if we can buy a bale trailer. And while we're doing that, we will talk about the overall harvest and clearing of this field between the two maps. So visually wise and graphics wise, so far I'm not seeing a lot of difference, especially on this map. We haven't seen any of those mist effects, so I don't know whether it would have been put on this map. Most probably not. And to be honest, I'm not too disappointed about that. I've always thought that on FS25 that dynamic weather system is probably eating up a lot of power. Why can't I park this thing? Come on. There we go. Right, let's go and have a look in the trailer section and look for bale loaders. Okay, so I think that's the one that we want. How much does it? I mean, it's 24 bales, round bales. Yep, so we're going to buy that. And we'll go and fetch that, and we'll pick up the bales. We'll go and load those. We'll take them over to the car shed area, and we'll store them there until we need them. Well, I think that's where we're going to end this episode. So as we go down, there's lots of tidying up we've still got to do. With that field, I'm going to score it 2-0 to FS22. I'm going to score visually, graphics wise, etc. I'm going to leave that up to you, the viewer, to see whether you find any difference. Personally, I think that the graphics on the FS22 pretty good. I don't see a huge amount of difference between 22 and 25 in terms of the graphics. So we'll head off to the store, go and pick that up, and I will do that. I'll let Well, we'll deal with buying from the store and buying equipment in another episode. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheerio.